But man, Road to BlizzCon, day number 2 for these open quals. Pretty excited to be here as well.
Yeah, it's the second heat. So basically, just like yesterday, we went from 128 all the way to 8. We crowned some champions, and today we're going to do the same for the other half of the bracket. And already, we do got the draft now ready to go. It looks like the map, Mr. Sham 2, is going to be Garden of Terror. So let's see what these teams have in store for us.
Pretty excited to see what Garden of Terror is going to have for both of these teams. Are we ready to move into the draft?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we see already that the first pick went over to Magic and Malice. They banned out Nova.
That's not a ban you see a lot of.
Okay, so that's a thing that they banned out there. They banned out Nova. But Pundemonium responds with a very reasonable ban of Kael'thas.
Now, the first pick here for Magic and Malice is actually going to be Illidan. So they're kind of putting a lot of cards on the table right there. And with that Illidan pick, I mean, maybe they've had a really bad experience with Nova just sniping Illidan in the worst of times. So, I mean, that's the only correlation I can see here.
It could be something else, like later on in their draft, that Nova is like a really big thorn in their side, but okay. Pundemonium still Pundemonium still trying to go. Yeah, all right there, Chew8. Pundemonium still going with very standard picks. Brightwing, Anubarak for their first couple. Very, very solid picks. Brightwing, Global Presence, Garden of Terror, that's really nice. Anubarak, Beetles, everybody loves them.
Everybody loves themselves some Beetles for sure. And now, so Illidan, this is where I would expect to see a backline DPS. Jaina, for example, is still on the board, as well as Uther. But they actually are going to throw us another curveball. Falstad up first, and then
Gazlowe?
Yeah, I actually had to take a moment to find him in my picks and bans list here because I just do not see the Gazlord at all.
What is going on here?
I'm not sure.
I am so confused.
So,
okay.
Not a surprise. Pandemonium is going to say, nope, no Uther. And what's the other ban here, sir?
Yeah, taking out the Uther, because, I mean, that's really nice synergy with the Illidan, of course, so with the Divine Shield. And it looks like Magic and Malice going to respond with a Sylvanas ban. Okay, that makes sense, I guess, in a lot of ways. They're going to be relying on pushing quite a bit, it seems like, so far.
Absolutely. Yeah. To be fair, Sylvanas got to second ban phase. This is definitely an oddity of a game already off the bat here, sir.
Yes,
but
very much so.
As well, Jaina, the lovely ladies with hoods, somehow making it all the way through into this late part of the draft. But she's going to get the pickup here. Mirrodin will be a double tank combo for Pundemonium.
Ready for action.
Yes, they're going to go for that Mirrodin over here as well. They're going to have the beautiful Hammer Dwarf coming out here. Going to start doing some pretty good work, and they've got a ridiculous amount of disruption. They've got Brightwing Polymorphs, Anubaraks, 2 different forms of crowd controls, Mirrodin, Stormbolts, and just about everything else that he has is enough crowd control for itself. And that's going to be a really nice front line for that Jaina. I'm curious to see what they're going to pick for their last pick. However, other side of the draft, oh my. Magic and Malice, they've got something magical lined up here because Johanna, that makes sense. Okay, that's cool. Everybody likes Johanna. Doesn't really fit with the Malice thing of their name. Lily is going to be... Okay. Lily is going to be their healer. Lily is going to be their healer. I'm still not really processing this yet. So Magic and Malice currently, Illidan, Falstad, Gazlowe, Johanna, Lily. Did I lose you, FourCourt?
Nope, I'm just kind of a little speechless.
And rightly so. Wow, that's... so I tried to get into the lobby. It seems like I got immediately booted out of that.
Nope, come on back, sir. You'll be okay. I think I actually invited Shane Gucher instead of you by accident. Yeah.
Wrong.
I love Shane, but sorry, bro. These are all taken up today. All right, so yes, I know that we had a lot of casting yesterday, sir, but I'm pretty sure I got a good night's sleep. I had a great breakfast. My eyes do not deceive me. We put a Gazlowe into a first set of picks for Magic and Malice, and they didn't take a Sylvanas. There was no Jaina pick. The Kael'thas was banned. They didn't combo an Uther with an Illidan. Magic and Malice has something up their sleeve. I'm really curious what it is.
You know, this is a style that is very much so unlike anything we've seen before. And it's so disorienting that I haven't even been able to make any puns during the drafting phase of this. However, Pundemonium, I don't know if we announced it, did pick up Vala as their last pick, so they're going to have that really strong back line. But wow.
Yeah.
Robo-Goblin coming in here, gobbling up all my words for what could happen in this draft, because I've got nothing on Magic and Malice right now.
So the Lily is great for blinds, and we do actually have a lot of blinds that are going to be very useful here, because the Nubarak going in, his auto attacks will be negated for a little bit. The Skullcracker, even if we go for that for our Meriden, I mean, his avatar as well gives auto attack stun capabilities. So big blinds there, big blinds to the Vala. So I kind of like the Lily idea. I'm curious to see if it's more heal oriented or more battle with the winds. But I mean, yeah, this is a little bit of a different draft than we're used to. And Garden of Terror as well as the mat. I mean, is the Gazlo going to have enough value here?
That's what I'm really curious about. I mean, his turrets do a good amount of damage, but I mean, I think they're tinkering with the meta in a way that I don't think I've ever seen before, because Gazlo, I mean, yeah, maybe he can solo the Garden Terrors, and that's really what they want to go for. I got nothing here. I got nothing.
It's going to be an interesting match, to say the least. And this is going to be the game to kick us off today. Pundemonium and Magic and Malice. It's our first games of the round of 128 here for the second heat of the Road to BlizzCon June qualifiers. It's going to be interesting. And I love Gazlo. Don't get me wrong. I have an insane win rate on Gazlo in solo queue in Hero League. He can really put down value, but there were just so many things that you would expect with an Illidan comp that just didn't happen.
You're right, and that's why I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do here, because Illidan is very much so engage into your enemy, and Gazlo is very much so let them engage into us. So that's why it's a little bit of a weird synergy between the two of them, or maybe it's the opposite of synergy. It's something that's just not going to work. But we're now into the game. Let's take a look at both our teams. Jester, who do we have in the blue?
All right, on the left-hand side, guys, I am Noble 6. Great Halo reference right there. Soul coming out. Chiana. Our new bracket is going to be Ryoshi and Morando. They make up the team of the Pundemonium.
And over here on the right-hand side, the people that are keeping us guessing. It is Magic and Malice Transmute on Falstad. Kurai on Illidan. We've got Cognium on the Gazlo. Down here in the bot lane, we've got Moose Dude on the Johanna and Hakai on the Lily. And
they make up Magic and Malice, sir.
Yeah, Magic and Malice. I said that before.
Did you? Okay.
I did.
I believe you.
Do you?
Somewhat.
I understand. There's a lot of Pundemonium going on in this.
I'm just a little curious. Cognium, I mean, in the mid. It's a mid Gazlo. I would have expected to see him in a tri-lane or with the bottom holding it down, but he's mid. There's no escapes on that Gazlo. If he gets ganked, if he gets slowed, especially with Jaina in that lane, it could be game over for him.
You're right, and that's why it seems like Transmute has made his way over here. It looks like he's going to change up the lane and try and help him out, but that's going to leave Illidan in the top lane against the Anubarak, and that's going to be actually a pretty good lane for both of them. They don't really have too much of an advantage over each other, so this is going to be a really nice duo lane in the mid. I'm curious to see what's going on here, man. Already, seeing that Gazlo has already made me just,
Yep. So, all right, we have had some lane swaps here. It was actually the Jaina mid. She's now going to be bottom, helping out the dwarf. But Moose Dude down there with Hakai, they are just holding steady. And you said top. I mean, it could go either way. The Illidan versus the Anubarak. It really comes down to how many skill shots the Anubarak will actually miss. And that's going to be the parkour nature of Illidan kind of coming back into that one. Now, we do got seeds up and about. Level 2 is here. Mirando has already kind of gone off to it. Soul doing his bit there as well. This could be a good opportunity for First Blood. A lot of spread out teammates here.
Cognium already went back to go, looks like, get back into the thick of things. Actually didn't really have that much damage on him either, so a little bit curious to see what's going on there. However, they are starting to fight over the seeds, as we were talking about before. Moose Dude, a little bit out of mana, but Hakai going to be able to support him back up and keep him alive, as it looks like the rest of Pundemonium wants to engage, but they will be warded off for now.
Now, while everybody's bottom, check out top. Cognium and Kurai are actually starting off the big terror here. And this is, really an interesting strategy because everybody's bottom. You see Moose Dude, you see Hakai, Transmute's down here, and they're just poking away at Pundemonium. Pundemonium has no idea that the top guy is being done unless they're keeping track of those seed counters.
Well, they could take a look at seed counters as well as siege damage as well. There's two different ways, but I mean, at this point, they have to assume that that's what's going on here. It's actually interesting. I feel like Gazlo probably could have done that by himself, but then again, getting it a little bit quicker is going to be always better. Get that map presence back out on everything. And Gazlo's going to go right back on into mid lane. No, actually, it looks like they want to engage here on Pundemonium.
Three seeds. Can they get it?
Oh, it's so close. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. They're going to lose Illidan in the beginning. Transmute going to take too much damage as well. That's their fall stat. Going to fall. And Gazlo, unfortunately, is going to fall as well. And oh man, his little body just like skirted across the ground.
And here comes a little bit of a gank here into the bottom as well. Soul and Shiana, they see Moose Dude really far up. Low mana on Hakai as well as Moose Dude. It's likely not to lead into a kill because I don't think we have the mana here from Jaina either. But at the same time, a few kills to the name. Transmute's going to be flying right in. Lands basically on top of his dwarf brother. And it looks like things will settle down a little bit. Very close on that seeds. I mean, Kurai, he dived in very much at the end there. They cleaned up the top. They looked for those extra seeds bottom for that early tear, but it just didn't happen. And now because of the soak and that lack of bodies on the map, we see a level difference between the teams.
Yeah, and that's going to be a really good spot for them to sit in. And actually taking a look at the talents, Gazlo's building in a little bit of a weird way as well. Sorry, I am fixated so much on this Goblin. He went for extra TNTs, which makes me think that he's probably going to pick up the Gravel Bomb at level 10, and then Goblin Fusion at level 4, which makes his Death Laser a little bit more powerful if he fully charges it.
So the extra TNT is great for wave clear because there's seven creeps, 10%, 10% per. So that's 70% extra damage for an entire creep wave. He sets up these turrets for a little bit of control, and he will just absolutely decimate those creep waves again and again and again. All he needs to do is get a little bit of scrap going, and he should be able to just continually do that for a good amount of time. But with the laser build, I mean, if this is Goblin Fusion here, we're likely to see the twice as fast charging and the extra level. Oh, this is the extra level with that. So a laser build Gazlo is not something you see a lot of.
Yeah, DPS Gazlo, I guess. Spellcaster Gazlo. This is a very interesting build already. Meanwhile, level 7 has come in here for Pundemonium. They're picking up that Piercing Bolt, Frostbitten, as well as Gust of Healing, Leeching Scarabs, and Repeating Arrows. So very Hungering Arrow build coming out here from the Vala.
Yep.
I'm curious to see if she's going to be able to get a good amount of kills with that.
It's also just for dueling as well. I mean,
yes.
the health return on Siphoning Arrow, you get another and then repeat. If you go for level 16, nobody really does this anymore. If you go for the double dash, it's the 12 arrows build. Because you got arrow, dash, arrow, dash, arrow, and that's a lot of arrows.
That is a lot of arrows.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to keep a track on that Vala and see exactly what she's doing. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, a little bit of an engagement as here as Moose Dude taking too much damage. Ooh, backs up okay.
Yeah, he's really been skirting the mana line, but continually they get pushed back and back and back. A DPS and would be like ideal to go up against the Jaina down here, but it's the tank support. They're not exactly able to put up a lot against the ranged nature of Jaina. And already you can see Soul, he's saying, well, my time is just going to be off better elsewhere. We had a bribe on top of these giants, and good gank coming in with the Soul. That's going to be it for the Gazbro. And do we have a stun for Transmute? Are they going to go right through this tower? A few shots left on it, but nobody is even looking hurt. I am Noble 6, really leading the team on those heals. And here comes the next seed, sir.
Exactly, and this is going to be an amazing time for them to go pick up all these seeds, because guess what? They're level 10. They've got that map advantage. There is not really an easy way here for Magic and Malice to make their way into this jungle without feeling a little bit threatened.
Yeah, but a lot of them have actually shown themselves top. Shiana is actually going to find Moose Dude. That might actually be the first kill now going to go the way of Magic and Malice, because there's not too much a Jaina can do up against Kurai, but the level difference is ridiculously good, and the Water Elemental was enough. Normally that would not go that way of Jaina.
Yeah, that normally wouldn't, but that was excellent Blizzard placement there. And I'm not just talking about Blizzard ad placements in between all these Twitch games. I'm talking about that Blizzard placement was able to catch Illidan just at the very end of that AoE. That was so, so good.
And now that Illidan's down, we're hesitant to start up the big terror. And already the top one has been taken here by Pundemonium. So 2 levels, they got the heroics. The first terrors are now out and about on the floor. And Soul going to be in it, Kurai going to be in the other. We have to see how much damage comes out from either of them.
Yeah, already there's a little bit of an advantage out here for Pundemonium. They've already taken out all the towers out here in the mid lane, and that looks like that's going to be the point that they really want to press here. Transmute taking a good amount of damage. Remember, they still don't have heroics. It looks like Transmute gonna fall. So is Hakai. Cognium gonna get caught in a blizzard as well. And
you can web wrap the terror?
Yes, you can. Yes, I did know that. Boom. And it's gonna pop back out.
All right, so Illidan's kind of left to his own devices here now as we just have... Oh, could this actually be a big kill on the Falstead back here? On that Transmute? Oh, it's Moose Dude. It's not even Transmute. Yeah. But regardless, Kurai, he's just... Yeah, he's down. He's dead. Got pretty much no value out of that tear whatsoever. And we still have Soul pushing forward.
Yeah, they are doing a really, really good job here with all the damage that they have been able to accumulate on this mid lane, and they are just making this into a giant wrecking ball. Pundemonium is bringing out their A game in this first game.
Moose Dude is going to drop once more. We still don't have level 10. It is ridiculously hard to fight, especially against a Terror, against a team that's 4 levels to your senior at this point. And well, Soul is finally going to have, get ejected out of that Terror. He had a good run out of it, though. I mean, multiple kills, this fort, the gate, and now there's still another Terror to be had. This is going to be a back-to-back for them.
It seems like there was a bribe used on the siege camp, but nobody actually stood on the circle, so the siege camp
just
was
sitting
kind of
there
wait there, for a bit. Until finally Vala ran back in there, but Vala gonna go straight on in here on Transmute, gonna be able to actually take out Illidan before taking out Transmute.
Illidan went the hunt! Ooh. Paging Trixler! Paging Dr. Trixler!
Well, they definitely need to start hunting for some kills here, because they are really hurting in the kills department.
Actually, what is this Illidan build? Battered Assault, Marked for Death, and Follow Through. It feels like a Zeratul build.
This is actually very... Trixler was very much so about a build that was similar to this, I believe, before Illidan got reworked again. But... very interesting setup. And we've got the Robo-Goblin coming out here on Gazlowe as well.
Yeah, but you called that earlier.
I did.
Well,
no,
actually,
I said Grab-A-Bomb.
No, you called Robo-Goblin at draft, and then when we saw the first talent, you called Robo-Goblin. Or you called the other one, Grab-A-Bomb. But yeah, so Robo-Goblin is going to have to get some extreme value in the next little bit if we want to actually make this pick work. The Lily build as well, Mending Serpents at level 4. Level 7's pitch perfect. I mean, usually... you don't see these. You'd see Blind coming in. Usually you'd see Shake It Off at level 7. You'd usually see more deaths here in mid.
Yeah, Pundemonium is absolutely running house here, and this is not looking too good here for Magic and Malice. There's definitely a bit of malice coming out here from their opponents, and I don't think that they can really deal with it here.
Nope, there goes Illidan.
There goes Illidan as well, and this is a 5-person destructive team wipe, and it looks like this might just be able to be game here. On the core is the rest of Pundemonium. They're going straight forward. Cognium trying to do something, but he gets web wrapped.
Well, as we said, this is an interesting strategy. We didn't really know what was going to be in store for us, but an 11-minute game with a back-to-back Terror and a hunting Illidan. Today, I think we have seen it all, Sham 2. Good game, well played. Pundemonium, with a veritable lack of puns to their name, will absolutely take game number 1 in a quick fashion.
All I think we can say here is that Pundemonium, they're no joke.
Yep, I'll go with that. Yep.
I had to do that. Sorry. Anyway, continuing on. Wow. That was a bit of a one-sided game. Maybe we're going to see Magic and Malice go for a little bit more of a standard draft, or maybe this is just what they really like to play, and they're just not that well practiced with it just yet, because Pundemonium played a very, very standard game and was able to do some ridiculous work here.
It was a game.
It was a game.
It was a game.
Somebody won, somebody lost.
That's about as much as I can say about it, unfortunately. I mean, like, even in the draft, we saw oddities coming out from Magic and Malice, and it just, I mean, there was no Sylvanas pick, the ban, there was no Uther to combo into the Illidan. The Illidan was the first pick, and there was no supporting kind of synergies that we ever saw. He even went Hunt by the end of it. I mean, what was the hunt for? Who was he actually looking to hunt? Vala with vaults, with strafe. Illidan can't stop it. Jaina we saw have actually solo multiple times. I'm just kind of curious what the overall game plan was, or was this just kind of do whatever you want?
Yeah, I think this was kind of maybe just what they're used to. I mean, again, this is a huge tournament. Here's the Storm just released. They might be very new players. I haven't actually taken a look at what their profiles say, but again, I think we shouldn't shun them for their oddities because, you know, meta shifting. However, when the game is set and matched, we can always just be like,
It didn't work.
it didn't work.
It didn't work. We'll leave it at that, and we'll call that good.